Morning guys, before we get into the video, I just want to tell you about the ITS sale. This is the biggest sale event of the year. Got hundreds of top deals with all the top brands, Milwaukee, Makita, DeWalt. Everything you need as a trade professional or even a DIYer. 4 weeks of Black Friday. New deals added every Friday morning of the sale. They also have a Black Friday clearance section. End-of-line bargains, hand tools and accessories. 40 plus years they've been serving the trades. That's why they are one of the best places to get hold of your gear. They've got over 30,000 5-star reviews from real customers. And also you get next day delivery when you order before 7 PM. 7 PM! To home or site with a 1-hour delivery slot. If you haven't heard of ITS, now's the perfect time to give them a go. Now let's roll the videotape. Here we are, I've arrived. Nice little projects to do, look. 4 of these little pods to wire up. No James today, there's a no show I reckon. So clients left keys for us, so we can just crack on with these. It should be locked. Yeah, that one's locked. Shouldn't be anyone in. What the heck? Is someone in here? There's a bloody homeless bloke in here. Get up! Get up! Nice kit. Lovely. Yeah, a bit cold, isn't it? Right, here we go. We got a little. Not bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. How long have you been here?
3 hours.
3 hours. Oh yeah. What we got in here then? Okay, so. This is going to be a toilet. I don't know if it is going to be a toilet. So we got a light to go in here, a little fuse board up the top there, trunking along. We were going to have a water heater, but we're just going to put a spur high level. Come through with some YT4. We got a lighting track to go here, 2 spots this way, 1 spot that way, 1 spot that way. Smoke alarm. We're going to have to come down in trunking on the curve, so that'll be interesting. Socket. Point down here for a towel rail, a lighting point here, switch for lights in here, 1 outside, and a socket, 1 level there, wasn't it? 1 low level there, and he wanted 1 there, didn't he? 1 there as well, yeah. Either side. Yeah. So a couple of sockets, some lighting to do. So, should all in all be a good little day, and we're going to crack on with it. So what we're going to have is a male. What's he got? Female. See, that's wrong, isn't it? So we need a male on the outside. So the female socket, i.e. that, James, look. Yep. Lift that up for me off the floor. This is obviously not right, but this is a plug. So that'll go like that, see? So this will be live. We don't want those pins live, do we? Because you'll be able to touch them. So they go on the outside of the building. We're then that'll go on the outside like so, like that. We're then gonna obviously bung that up with a bung inside there. Trunk up the inside to a little Hagar consumer unit. We haven't gone for RCBOs or RCDs because the pitches have a 16 amp outlet with an RCD for each one. So we don't need RCD protection here because obviously you have selectivity issues. We've got 100 milliamp anyway, which we've done a load of work on. Comes to a 30 milliamp, and then we just got MCBs. Just got MCBs for our overcurrent protection. We've got, what do we get? 6 for the light, 16 for the power, and 16 for the water boiler, didn't we? Yeah. Obviously, we will overload that, but you won't overload it because there's 16 amp incomer, so it'll be absolutely fine. We'll wire that in 6mm, which is overkill. The leads are only 2.5. We've got ACO optical because it's a living area, and then we've got some little spotlights to go on the rails. So yeah, all in all, we're ready to go. Yeah, it is. Right, we fitted the Commando on the outside, look. So then you'll have a female live plug come into the male non-live pins there, and then he clicks into there. We've done a little video on that. I'll put it on now as we're walking round. So that's that. We've just installed. We've done it in 6mm because we can. Doesn't need 6mm, but it's a nicer connection inside the Commando. And then it'll run up to the consumer unit here. Comes through this aisle. We'll put a bit of blob on there. It's going to run up in a bit of trunking, and then we're going to fit a fuse board, and then we're going to run our trunkings along here first. I only picked up enough materials for one of these cabins today, so while I'm here, James can't really do much, so we've got to pat test the whole site as well. So we've got ourselves some pat test labels and a little pen and stuff. James is going to go with the Q-Tech attached to that, a pat test, and he's going to go and pat test all the bits on the site while I'm messing around with this trunking. Right, I've got my trunking running up inside, okay. I've put a couple of D-line fire fixings in. I know it's pointless. It's in an outbuilding, it's in a shed, it's made of wood. It's frigging pointless, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it over the overhanging cables across here as well, just in case there is a fire. It's going to go up in flames. We all know it is, but just put a clip on it, you know. I'm just going to put a clip on it because I want to. It's frigging pointless, but I'm going to put one on anyway. So yeah, that'll come up now. That's going to loop over to the fuse board, and then I'll run a trunking out the top. Probably going to go right on the bottom of the lid. I'm going to put a light bar here, so that's going to take up my space for the smoke. So what I'll probably do is come up and put the smoke over here somewhere. It's better than nothing. You can put them on the wall. They got to be 300 from the wall, so it could go there, but this might get a bunk bed in here. I'm not sure, so I don't want to really put anything here that kids are going to mess with. So I might even stick it that side over there. But yeah, I'll get the trunking through and I'll come back and see you. Right, my trunking lid's on, butts up into there. Because this is stepped, it's actually worked out really well with the trunking. Covers all the holes nicely, I'll show you that. I'm going to put some grommet strip on those holes. I'm going to drill through the trunking there, that'll be the mains, and then all our outgoing circuits. There's only 3, that'll go out through that one. The heater will go back entry into the little toilet area, somewhere here, just put a spur on it. And then I'll probably pop through for the light and then back through here and in for the switch. So that's the reason I'm putting the main trunk in here. It just saves all the trunking inside the little rooms and stuff. You can just pop out where you want to go. Here's the grommet strip they give you, look. And this is the one I buy. Look at the difference in size. Because that is impossible to get round these knockouts. But whereas if you use this bigger stuff, it gives you that much more lip to get round. You can fold it round in one. And then what I do is just use a mitre mate, so glue and then activator, and it just sticks them on. It don't never come off them. Right, glue come out a bit quick, but as you can see, completely solid grommet strip now on there. No chance that's going to come off and cause any rough edges, etc. So I've drilled my holes up there. I'm going to mount the board now and I can start wiring away. I've got our trunky up, a couple of clips in it, holes through, ready to come through to James. We're just measuring because we're going to put the light on this T-piece here. So measure from that's that bit of wood, isn't it? That's that skinny bit, isn't it? Pretty much. Go on the edge of there to the centre of that T-piece. What is it?
That is
yep.
38 inches.
Okay. So then if you imagine there's a piece of wood. That piece of wood carries on. Where did you measure from here, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if that's that doorway, that's that doorway. So roughly, mate, it's going to be a little bit added onto there, isn't it? Yeah? So what was it?
38 inches.
So measure off that piece that you got there already. It's going in inches, are you?
It's perfectly middle, so.
Go on. 38.
It's literally at the end of the tape measure.
End of tape measure, so somewhere there. So if I drill through there, then we can sight the light. Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect.
Right.
Woo!
Through there, so you can see the beam. The hole.
I got an extendy arm, mate.
Oh yeah, up there, can't you?
There he is, look. Yeah, so centre of the beam, roughly, and then the cable just come through. We'll then wire back through that hole, along here, down here, to the switchy. We've progressed a little bit. I've got the smoke up. I'm trying to keep it 300 away. It's obviously tight in here. We're trying to make the best use of space. We've got the bar. We just did a little video. I'll put it on for you now if you want to watch it. I'll probably put it on the shorts. I know you love the shorts, you guys. Got a spot facing this way into the beds. We're going to have 2 going that way, 1 going this way. There's going to be plenty of light in here for this. Smoke alarms are optical because it's a living area. Ionisation is sort of outdated now. So a wire feed out the board. It will jump straight into the switch the other side in that little area there. It'll come up to the smoke alarm, and then end of line will be at that switch. Obviously, switch line and neutral will come from that switch for this light. Same with that one for the outside light, and then same for the light there will come from that switch down there. But I will explain it when I'm doing it. I've got me feed into me smoke from that switch there. Goes from the other switch to the board. So out of the smoke, he runs along. He's going to run. What I'm going to do is put surface trunking down here on the angles, down to the switch there. That switch will do that light, which is fed via that one there, and then the other switch line goes outside here, which will put a little bit of trunking under the canopy, and then a bulkhead light in the centre there somewhere. So that will be switched via 2-gang switch here. And then we've got to think about power. So power will be next, will be a spur up high level for a heater, water heater if they ever put one in, And then what we're doing, we've laid this trunking on. Look, so we'll bend this trunking around the curvature of the building like this, and then wire down to some sockets. Probably go 1 socket, 2 sockets. So do that as a radial, and then we'll bring another leg from the board, same breaker, 16 amp. That will come down to there. Do 1 socket, another socket, and then we'll come down to a heater point there. We're just gonna have a little towel rail set on the wall there, and then we can power it up. There's a little bit of trunky, comes back entry into fitting. I've set him to, these are switchable, 3K, 4K and 5.7, so like a warm white, a white and a cool white. I've set it to warm white because that's going to be the same as them, and I think at night it will look better with a light on warm white. So that's what I've set it to. That's just a switch line and a neutral and an earth, double insulated so the earth goes into a Wago. I'll do a video and I'll show you that one in there in a minute. Just doing this first curved piece of trunking. What I'm doing is using this old bit of track lighting to space it off that wood and then carry that on down like that. I'm getting some little tiny screws in. Obviously don't want to puncture into the felt on the outside of the roof, so we're not banging 2-inch nails through, 2-inch screws. That'll keep that nice and straight, and then you ain't got to try and mess about. You could get the laser, but just going off the wood is going to make sure that, because if this wood ain't perfectly straight, which I don't know if it is or not, it's just going to make sure it looks right with the eye rather than being straight with a laser and that being off. So it'll look better with the eye. It then follows that gap, look, perfectly that way. And then I'm going to go down to a certain height, probably low level on this one because I think this is getting a sofa bed. So low level socket, cut him off. Top of the box, then we'll go out and around that way to another socket in that corner. USB over here. Then I'll do the same that way, but they go in sort of kitchen height level. I think there might be a worktop in here. Just so they can boil a kettle, no sort of cooking, but just a kettle. And then I'll do these worktop height. 1 USB, 1 normal that side. So yeah, it's going okay. Conduit. Yeah, go in the top. Yeah, so James is back. He's done all practice. And was it fun?
It was great.
It's good fun, isn't it? Yeah, it's always good. Give you the good jobs. He's going to put me a double box there, like he's showing me. He's then going to do a straight piece of trunk into another box. Same spacing off the wall, yeah. That one will be USB. Yep. That one will be normal. We've got all the lighting done. We've got the trunking lid done. We've drilled through there. I've got to drop another curvy bit of trunking down there. I've got to drop some trunking down there. I've got some 90-degree. Oh, what's the camera a bit dirty? I've got some 90-degree covers to go on the trunking. 1, 2 down to this switch. Yes, we're getting there now actually, and then we just got to do a trunking in here for this switch, and then put that bulkhead light up. And then we'll get a lead, we'll power it all up, and then we can't do any live testing. We can do all the dead testing, James, but we can't do live testing because this cabin might be moved. Okay. Morning. Right, look, trunking's done. Comes out the back of there. Look, I managed to come right out the front. Looks quite nice actually out the front. A couple of bends, got some fire clips in here. I did do a video. I'll show it if you want to see it. It's a short. We just got feed in, switch line out, switch line out. One does the outside light out there, one's going to do the bar. We got our curve done. Look, one of the curves is done. We're now going to add a piece of trunking in across there to one, and as I said, I'm going to get that one done, and then we're going to have a good clear up in a minute. So if I put these cabins in, look, I've had to go with the wood across that way, because if I don't, look at the actual level. If I put that up like that, it's going to absolutely swift. Look, it's about half an inch off that wood that end, and about 3 inches that end. Look, so if I put that trunking up, look how much, look what that would look like. Look, so I've had to go with the wood to make it look right. They've done the equal amount of planks up, but yeah, so I'm going to come out of there now down to a fuse spur for a little towel rail that's going to go there. But yeah, nightmare. Got to do that one across there now as well. Obviously on the squiff. Got a small progress report. We got USB socket on that one. Click, obviously, I always use click. Down to the heater, that'll be going there somewhere, so that will just go into the flex outlet, turn that on and off there when they want it. I've done the smoke alarm, trunkings are all done. Lids are on up there. I need to make off that fuse board, and I might do this. James is just going to put a few labels on around the site on different fuse boards we've tested, and then I've still got to do inside that little area there. It's the next day, believe it or not. Look, the sun's shining today, James. Sun is shining, the weather is sweet. Right, I've got one switch to do there. James is going to do that for me in a sec. Doing a little last USB socket, and then we got the fuse board to do. So we got one circuit for heater, water heater. We got 2 radials for these sockets and 2 radials for the lighting. That's just this easy way to wire it. So we're ready to go. Power up in a second, we mate. There's your light. There's your spur for a potential water heater in the future. Socket and trunking stand. I've just wazzed off the little fuse board. Okay. No SPD needed. We're on a temporary pitch, so it doesn't need an SPD. No RCDs because I'll show you in a minute. The pitches have got 100 milliamp TT, and which we have to do because there was a bit of thing with a PME high readings, and they got 30 milliamp RCDs on the caravan pitches themselves. So we're going to lid this, do a bit of testing, and then plug the temporary power in, get it on. Bit light on, mate. That's outside. That's in here. Is outside light on? Yep. Yeah. Sweet as. They all on? That one on? Yeah, nice, aren't they? Yeah. Like that. Little light in here, look. Woohoo! There we go. Sweet as.
It is sweet as.
Another 22 to go, James. If you look, we just chucked the lead over this fence for now. We got a caravan pitch up there with 4 outlets, commandos, 16 amp, and then 4 RCDs. Comes up into our little board. We're going to label that now, and then we've got another 3 to do. So we won't film them, but we'll show you at the end, I guess. James is singing £1 fish. Right, look, dual fuel kit. We don't need the chrome T. We've worked out it's, what was it? 1/2 inch BSP, which is British standard pitch, is it? So we're going to put that in that tail rail. We've ordered some bungs for the other ones, but we're going to get this one done now. Oh, nice little tail rail. We've got the element in 150 watt. Don't fill them all the way, obviously, because when it heats up, you want to allow. So we've got a little bleed nipple there. We'll let a little bit of air out if it produces any. There's no leaks. We've got them on a 3 amp fuse in there. Just clip round nicely out of the way. So this one's done. We've got 3 more to do this week. Don't think we're going to get them all done this week, but I'm going to go and show you the intake now. Ah, the next one, and it's exactly the same as the friggin' last one. Who's in there? We got in there. No one. Look, bloody hell, mate. We got to do it all again. It's disheartening, isn't it? It's disheartening. What would we do differently, James? Anything? Went all right, didn't it? Yeah, it went all right. Well, I'm definitely going to go and show you where this is plugged in now. That male inlet we put in, a female plug comes in, obviously, so then you've got no live pins. If you used a male to female, you'd have live pins on this end which you could potentially touch, so that's the one you want to use. We've put a temporary lead in, thrown it over the hedge. Comes to a classic caravan pitch, 16 amp commando, 16 amp RCDs, and then you have 4 on this one, and it's fed from out of that pillar over there actually, but this is on a TT, and we've also converted the mains as a TT as well, so yeah, that's where it's all fed from.